Hi guys, Anders Ronnau from transformingadhd.com here. If you have trouble or if your child has trouble with time issues, being in a certain place in the right time and so on, in this video I'm going to give you insights into what's going on in your mind, in your cognition, and I'll give you an example of how you can not only remedy this, but transform what's going on there in your mind from the inside out. So, as you'll see, I do things a little bit differently here. I don't work so much with behavioral transformation because I do believe that any transformation has to come from the inside out to be really effective. What you'll learn is that when transformation comes from the inside out, it's really easy to follow through on. And when transformation has to go from the outside in, as you know, it's really hard struggle, most of the time at least. So what I want to show you is when we transform the way we think about time and understand time in our minds, things are going to be so different that we can't not act differently. So the case study that I want to talk to you about is from one of my very first clients, specifically my first client with the ADHD diagnosis. I'm a coach. I work with children from 6 years old and into their mid-60s is the range I've been working in. And so this client comes in, he's 40 years old, he's newly diagnosed, and he has trouble being on time always. You may not know this from yourself or from your child or whatever. Not being on time gives you, can at least give you a lot of stress, and it may harm your relationships in a number of different ways. So the guy comes in, my client comes in, and he explains that he wants to be at his training session at 9 o'clock in the morning, and usually he leaves the house something like 10 minutes before or something, and it takes him 12 minutes to get there, so he's rarely on time. Sometimes he even leaves at 9, so he leaves when he has to be there instead of leaving so he can be there on time. So what he wants to do, what I asked him about was, how do you think about time? Like, how do you attempt to get out of the door in the way that you want to get out of the door? And he starts waving his hands like this. He's saying, well, I need my bag, and I need to be at the club, and I gotta get my bike, and I need my socks and my clothes and whatnot. And he's waving his arms, pointing in all different directions. And that immediately tells me that not only is he not very well organized, but it explains why even when he is motivated to be on time, it's still incredibly difficult for him. Because if your cognition has like a random setup of things that you need to remember, then it's really difficult. So if you think about people who's got their shit together, who knows about time and is always on time, if you realize or think about how they gesture, you'll know that they'll be doing like this, right? Then I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this. So in that way, they're really showing what's going on in their cognition. It's a very straight line process where everything is in order. If you do it like this, things are not in order. It's very chaotic, it's random, and you won't really be sure that you got everything with you or that you're on time and whatnot. So I work with this client, and after 3 sessions, when he comes back in for the 4th session, he comes in and says, well, I needed to be there at 9, so that's 9 here. And he points, it says pointing. So he points at 9 and says, well, I wanted to check in 10 minutes before so I could go and get on my bike, and I wanted to change my clothes before that, not after. So before that, it takes about 5 minutes, so I needed to be there at the gym at 15 minutes before 9. The trip from door to door takes me 12 minutes, so I needed to leave my house, walk out the door 27 minutes before reaching or going before 9 o'clock, right? And then he was like, and last time we talked about packing my bag, and I wasn't sure how long it was going to take, so I did it the night before, right? So this is an example of an incredibly flexible and really a perfect way of thinking about time. So it's all structured, he has everything laid out, and he's flexible enough to change his thinking about when to pack the bag. Instead of going, 27 minutes before, damn, I have to pack my bag. He has set time aside and realized that that doesn't look like enough time. He wanted to make absolutely sure that 27 minutes before 9, he was walking out the door. So he changed his timeline, or what was on the timeline, to incorporate him having everything in place and ready to go out the door 27 minutes before 9. So this is an example of transforming ADHD from the inside out. When you do this transformation, it's really easy to be on time. It's really easy to get the logistics right and have everything ready in your bag at the right time. I hope this gives you some kind of insight into what's going on, and also specifically what it means to have something transform from the inside out. I'm going to be talking a lot more about that on this channel, and I hope that if you like this video, if you're curious, if you got anything out of it, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe on the button right beneath. So, also, please, if you're interested in more about this, go to transformingadhd.com, and I'll keep you updated on everything about transforming ADHD from the inside out.